on the show page on Amazon TV, on Roku TV, on the radio station app, also on Spotify and Spreaker. Karibuni sana once again. My name is Joby, of course, your lovely host for the day. Big up to Job, also who's with us in the building, and of course to everyone, to those who shall be catching this show on a replay. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday so far. Of course, it's been on a Wednesday. It is the Ladies' Day, but also been on a Wednesday. There's a whole lot of things expected to be happening actually today, especially in America, and to all our amazing Black American listeners, to all our Florida listeners, wherever literally the storm is supposed to be hitting today. I hope you guys actually stay safe. I don't know which other words I can use to actually make you feel better, but I hope you can actually seek, somewhere where you can actually rescue yourself so that you won't be hit by, whatever is actually happening in some parts of Florida or rather in America to be specific. But anyway, karibuni sana once again, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. I'd love to remind you to download our app in case you're here for the first time. Big up to Mburu and everyone who's live with us on Twitter and on YouTube. Kindly first subscribe and of course download our app, which is very easy for you to find on the Google Play Store. And once you have the application, ensure you do register using your username. It's very easy. Once you have the app, if in case you're using any Android device, it's very easy for you to find us on the Google Play Store. Black Hot Fire Network is the name. If in case you're using any Apple device, you can go or come in through our website link. That is the www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. Once you have the application, I'd love to urge you to also sign in using your username. You can also catch me live on the show page if in case sometimes you'll not be able to stream live with us on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, or rather on Rumble and BitChute. Our application also, we actually are live even right now as we talk. And also ensure you check our BHFN store, which has actually beneficial supplements for you. I tell you, if you've been there working out and maybe trying to be, been trying different beverages in terms of maybe different health conditions, Black Hot Fire Network Sports Store is where to check by first ensuring you have the application itself. Number one, I'd love to urge you to check, of course, that is the vitamins, where we have amazing vitamins. We have the vitamin D3, we have the green superfood, we have complete multivitamin and energy strips. And all this actually comes at a very amazing, affordable price. And you can also maybe get a discount, especially if you purchase with us so much. Trust me, we're gonna end up giving you a discount. We also have amazing beauty supplements. So in case you have a crushie out there, you could surprise your mom if it's a birthday, your sister, your lover, your side chick, I don't know, whoever you're literally hitting on or whoever you're loving on. Get them some alpha energy, which is actually very affordable, $40. We have the brain and focus formula, $39. We have also some conjunctive support, $29, and also colon gentle cleanser, which is $35. Those amazing beauty supplements, all for hair, nails, and also your skin, different and all literally organic. And we also have amazing beverages. We have mushroom coffee fusion, that comes from the lion manes and chaga, and it's actually $36. We also have the manuka honey coffee, which I personally would love to try so much, $59. We also have the hemp coffee blend, medium roast, which is $32. We also have the Brazilian blend, which is actually also very affordable at $31. Again, remember, if you purchase with us so much, or if you get your first product, maybe the second one you might get a discount. And last but not least, we also have some natural beverages, which you can also check out, or natural supplements. We have the lion's mane mushroom, $33. We have the honey goat with $33, turmeric gummies, $22, and the sea moss. And also, as you go all the way down, you'll see much more amazing products. We also have more personal beauty and care. We have aloe vera cool soap, we have the beet sugar, we have the bee pearl powder, amazing thing, hair, skins, and nails essentials. Like, hey, y'all ain't ready, just ensure you have the Black Hot Fire Network application, and then from there you can be able to purchase everything that you're actually ready for and what you'd love to actually use. Karibuni sana once again. This is the Pan African Bliss Show. I'll be taking one more short musical break, coming back with the quote of the day as we talk about Nigeria, which is actually going to start selling crude oil in local currency, that is the Naira. And this is after them ditching the dollar. And of course, we know what how much of a threat this is. And personally, we've been talking about Nigeria for so long when it comes to the control of their own oil, the production of their oil, and how it should benefit them. And this being the most populated country, how we've seen so many young youth suffering. We were talking about just the subsidization of oil on Monday, how it has not helped majority of the Nigerians and even Africa itself. So this is a good start. I'm really loving to see this, but I'll be sharing a video that explains much further the benefits of this. And of course, we know the Western powers are very, very threatened. We're talking about Nigeria ditching the dollar and selling the crude oil in local currency. Is this something beneficial still, or are we still actually, lagging away behind? That is something I'd love to hear from you, my audience. Everyone who's on Twitter, shout out to all of you. I see 10 of you here right here already. Big up to everyone who's listening through YouTube on the show page, everyone live with us on TikTok. Shout out to Daktari and everyone live with us also on the radio station, on Amazon TV, and on the Roku TV. That was actually Otile Brown. I started the jam with. I'll be going back with one more jam. This is one of my favorite. That is Jada Kingdom with the Wind playing right here on the Black Hot Fan Network radio station, media of the 21st century. 22 minutes past the top of the hour. Karibuni sana once again. Everyone who's live with us on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter, on the show page, on Amazon TV, on Roku TV, on Rumble, everywhere, Manze, on the radio station app, on Spreaker, on Spotify. Those who get to catch this on form of a podcast. Hope you guys get to enjoy. My quote of the day today is, I love really that jam. I love that jam so much. You have to be winning every single time. I believe decisions that we make in life, they either teach us something or make us grow. That is basically how I've understood every decision I've made in my life. It has either made me grow or learn something. It has never been anything different, like going the way behind. No, no. And every lesson actually is something that prepares you for the future, similar circumstances, so that you can understand and know how to deal with them next time when they face you. You'll know how to tackle them. Literally, that is the rule of life. You're not losing. Nothing is permanent. Let nobody ever tell you everything is something is permanent. Nothing is permanent. No situation is permanent. you know Everything is so temporary. Like, you're gonna escape every season. Everything that is not meant for you actually will all literally be gotten rid out of your life. That is basically how I've understood actually also most of the things growing up. But my quote of today is about success. And it says, success is painful. If you truly want to succeed, you must stop listening to your feelings and push through the painful times. And that's a hard lesson I'm also trying to learn the hard way. At first, everyone has a lot of motivation and does a lot. That is so true. But then halfway through, most people give up because they no longer feel it. Don't be one of those who act according to their desires. Be the one who do things even when they don't feel like it. This way, you will achieve real success. If you only pay attention to your mood and feelings, you will start 100 things to but finish none. However, if you perceive with one thing, even on tough days, you will have something perfect. And that's how success is achieved, with a vision, bit of motivation, but fundamentally it consists discipline and perseverance. That is my quote of the day, and I hope you guys keep it pushing and understand success is painful. Okay, some people get it easy, some people actually have it the easy way. We're just having a chat right here with some of my colleagues, talking about how some people are so lucky coming from generational wealth, and how it is so important for you to work so hard so that you can give your children that space to also, like, get it easy. Don't be that kind of a parent who you want your children to suffer the same way you suffered. Reason different. Break the generational curse, they call it. Like, don't reason the same way with your parents, with your grandparents. Create a different generation, starting with you and your children. The way you reason, again, starts with vision. Like he said, the quote says, it's vision number one, a bit of motivation, but fundamentally it consists discipline and perseverance. So consistency is really important. Bit of motivation. I'm high on motivation. I love. That's why personally I read quotes every single day because I'm not only reading it for you guys but also for me because I want to feel motivated, even as I keep going through the day, the tough times, the good days, the neutral days. It is how it is. But I still see Nikki in the building. Thank you so much for being here. I still see just Joseph Muturi. Thank you so much for following the live creator. I also see we have, let me see how many guys we have right here on TikTok. Big up to Daktari Nikki. Unasema hello from Qatar. Good day to my fellow listener. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way from Qatar. How's the situation over there? I'd love to literally know, how is you been there? Are you working there, or do you stay there? And how is the situation over there? There's so many cases we hear, of course, of the Qatar, Middle East situations. But being here on the Black Fire Network radio station, I'd really love to hear from you, Nikki, if you don't mind sharing. But as we get started with the conversation of the day, of course, I'm gonna start with what is happening in Kenya. I hope you guys stayed really felt motivated by that quote. I felt motivated, you know. But yes, I'm gonna start with what is happening in Kenya. In the recent few days, we've been having, of course, the being pushed agenda, and also the impeachment of the vice president, that is Rigathi Gachagua. I'd say it's an agenda because, number one, like I said last week, if you've understood politics so well and how these politicians run, actually do things to benefit themselves, and how they understand capturing attention, distracting people, basically you'd know what is going on. That was during Uhuru's regime, and Ruto being the vice president. We saw clearly the same incident that is happening in today's regime happening with the previous regime. We had Ruto and Uhuru who claimed to have clashes, right? If you guys can remember, they acted like they were enemies of each other. Ruto came out and apologized and all that, and and that was it. And then we even saw now the shaking of hands of Uhuru and Raila. But today, in this regime, we have now Ruto, the president, the vice president, who we know, and most of the people, of course, are questioning, where did this guy even come from? Because when he came, like the video I was sharing yesterday on the culture show, when he came, he said this country has shareholders, stakeholders. Actually, he said this country has owners, shareholders, and those people are just living. Those who do not cannot benefit or will not benefit from anything. And people actually picked me being one of them, because I remember I reported that. I picked a lot from that, and I'm like, what do you mean this country as owners, shareholders, and all that? But I'm so glad to actually see the improvement in politics in Kenya, and the mentality, the reasoning of our citizens. It's so brilliant. I'm not gonna cap. I'm so in love with how Kenyans are reasoning. If you are to take us back in 2007 and see the people we're talking to who are actually talking, it's a growth. Like, it's a big, big growth for my people, and I'm super, super excited about that. But looking at the impeachment of now Rigathi Gachagua, and of course looking at Uhuru as the vice president, when he was a vice president as well, when he was a deputy president as well. This is all a political scheme. But we saw yesterday that was actually the National Assembly did actually back the impeachment. They want, of course, the vice president gone. And I'm just going to play the short video as we get to continue.
In an unprecedented move, 281 members of parliament in Kenya voted to oust the deputy president from office. 44 voted against on Tuesday, and one member of parliament abstained. The special motion introduced by MP Mwengi Mutuse outlined a string of charges against the deputy president, including gross violation of the constitution, undermining the president and the cabinet, and compromising judicial.
Undermining the president. Has the president said anything about this? Because actually the people talking are the same people actually put in power by the same two coons. I'd love to call them that. The same two people. Where's the president? The president has not even said a goddamn thing. And this is what I'm saying, this is a political scheme. Okay? Because what I understand is when it comes to power, right? If we've been working together, even if I want you impeached, I do believe, maybe I do not understand how the presidency works, but I do believe Ruto has a right to say something on this case. He has a right to actually come and back his deputy president, try to protect him from all this that is happening. But none of this is happening. Ruto is actually nowhere to be seen. Like, I'm not seen or heard from the president of Kenya for the past 2, 3 weeks. Nobody knows where he is, what he's doing, but things are happening in his country. But let's continue.
Judicial independence by publicly attacking a judge.
Mm.
During over an hour, Gachagua took the podium of the National Assembly and dismissed the charges against him. He notably stressed he had learned his job from his boss, President William Ruto, a former vice president. The fallout of Gachagua with Ruto has been speculated upon for months. For impeachment to be final, it will need the additional backing of two-thirds of senators in the upper house. It's not clear when that vote will take place. Gachagua took the oath of due execution of the office of the deputy president in 2022 after his ticket with William Ruto won the presidential election.
Mm. So that is what is happening. So we can see the impeachment, of course, is being pushed. It will be successful, but of course, like I said, my question is Ruto ako wapi sai? But I see Nikki is saying I can't talk too much about Qatar, but Kenyans are here kutafuta riziki. It's okay. Thank you for sharing that bit of the information. That is still okay. I appreciate that. You're also saying tuna miss Kenya vibe ya maandamano. You are in Kenya during maandamano? I'd love to know that. Ulikuwa huko time ya maandamano? Did you participate? Because for me, actually, nilienda ile siku ya when they broke in the parliament, and then the gunshots began getting crazy where we were. Oh my god! I ran for my life. I ran for my life. I ran for my life. I was so scared. I was super super scared because you could hear, like, the gunshots are super super loud and super scary. Like, super loud. I can't live that lifestyle. This is why sometimes I always say personally, it's my biggest fear to go in America because it's a whole lot of crazy things happening, especially to us black people every single day there. It's super, super insane. But that is basically what is happening in Kenya. The impeachment of the deputy president, of course, has been processed by the National Assembly. We have 281 members of parliament who have voted yes, 44 who voted no. So we're looking forward to see how this is going to literally end, because I feel like I feel like Ruto anaweza come maybe towards the end, try talk it out. If not, this is real, and we don't know where we're heading as a country. This is so real because I've never seen where a deputy president is being impeached. I'm not saying it's impossible. I've also seen a president being impeached. Trump is one of them. Come on. Like, but it's crazy. It is crazy. But of course, we'll be keeping you guys updated on what is happening in the 254 as we get to continue. On the other end, we also have Zambia, which has signed deals with China for its first cholera vaccine plant. And I'm just going to read that on a shallow note as we pass by, heading to what is happening in Burkina Faso. They're saying that Zambia has signed a memorandum of understanding with China to establish the country's first cholera vaccine manufacturing facility. The project announced on Monday aims to strengthen Zambia's fight against cholera, a disease that has severely impacted public health and productivity. When it comes to cholera, personally, I get mad because these African nations, they're suffering from cholera on purpose. And it's on purpose because leaders have failed to do something about proper water irrigation. When you talk about floods, a good example is flooding. Places like the slums, let me give an example like Kibera, Dandora, Korogosho, like these places when they flood, even Nigeria, when it is hit by actually serious floods, which has been happening for the past few months, you can imagine people living in slums, all the shit, everything, uchafu yote, inaendea kwa zile water pipes. It goes straight to the water pipes, which are still connected to this dirty water. It's just crazy. This is just the government to be blamed. It is the government to be blamed, literally. Cholera increase in Africa is something that we should not even be talking about. We should be talking about freedom. These minimal issues, it's not something that actually we should be having today. These small debates, it's something that we should have dealt with long time ago. If we only created proper, again, healthcare facilities to deal with such kind of situations, because even most of the hospitals, you're going to seek help for cholera, the toilet itself is also dirty, or the hospital itself is also dirty. The hospitals themselves are so dirty. So am I tackling cholera in a dirty hospital? This is literally the system to be blamed. And sadly, a country like Zambia, I think, has been completely taken over by China, if I'm not wrong. If it's Zambia, it's Zambia, literally. It has been completely taken over by China. These people are even building up now barber shops and telling them, oh, you can't come in, you're what? This is not your premises. Only Chinese people are allowed to come here. I'd say, as for now, Zambia is a completely failed country. Let me just confirm that before I get to continue. It is Zambia that had gazettes written in China. Let me see. Let me ask Google. Zambia gazettes written in Chinese language. Let's see if it's Zambia. Yeah, that was on September 2019. Um, let's see. Republic of Zambia. Zambia students complete in Chinese context. We're in Chinese. What is Zambia or Namibia? Let me see. Let me look it up very quickly. Zambia, who have opportunity to learn Mandarin first in 2019. The Zambian government announced the beginning in 2020. Mandarin. It's Mandarin. Chinese will form part of Zambian high school curriculum. What the heck? People do not even understand Swahili itself, leave alone even Chinese. Africans themselves, we can't even talk Swahili to each other. That should be the number one language should have focused on and make it actually mandatory and part of our curriculum of education. Number one, to make it easy for us when we are trading. If I go to Zambia, I talk to a Zambian in Swahili. It shouldn't be a question, oh, are you coming from Kenya? No, I'm African and I came here. I need maize, I got beans. Are we trading? That is one of the things that should have been focused on. But who are we talking to? We're talking to Jomo Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki. At least he tried to do something better. Uhuru, Ruto. Who are we talking to? So Zambia has not only failed in its leadership, but it has failed to the point where now the system of education is completely being taken over, according to what we can see. This is in 2019. What do you mean Mandarin Chinese will form a part of Zambian high school curriculum? This move provoked criticisms from those who dom in a scopantic, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, scopantic move by the Zambian government, and the accusation finds merit in part because the Zambian government is not seen to be introducing Mandarin in good faith, but rather to mollify China, a country which is deeply in debt. According to the Jubilee Debt Company, a UK-based charity, by 2017, Zambia owed a third of 9.4 billion foreign debt to China. So I don't want to even read much more of that article. From there, you already have the answers we're looking for, right? So you can see, number one, not only is the system of education, the government already taken over. I'll not be surprised if I see right now in Zambia now we have Chinese people trying to vie for political seats. It's happening in South Africa. Will you be surprised if it's happening in Zambia? It's happening in South Africa and they've completely taken over. So the same thing, I'd not be shocked because the system of education done. The gazettes, done. The economy, finished. Kufa makanga kufa dereva. You know? Kufa makanga kufa dereva, literally. So I'll not be surprised if politically, actually, we start seeing Chinese people trying to fight for political seats. Not only have they even taken over the system, even the market. Because Zambia, Liberia, Namibia, they have been complaining about fishing. How they have to cross rivers, boats capsizing because they are wreck boats built because they have to go look for fish. But there is fish in your country, but you don't control. Other people have completely taken control of. It's crazy, I tell you. Big up to Kanji. Thank you so much for following the live creator. Shout to top of the top. Nice to see you. Been a minute. You're saying Zambia has Chinese police stations and policemen. God damn it. I mean, with that on top, you're even making it worse. You know? You're even making it super, super worse. They have Zambian police stations and policemen. I mean, Chinese. God damn. What's more? And you want to tell me this is not neocolonialism slowly feeding itself? I mean, it is. Zambia is gone. Jamaica is gone. South Africa is gone. Nigeria is trying to get back on the right track. I don't know. Now we even have the police. Like, do you know how crazy that is? Top of the top. Do you know how crazy that is? Now you have Chinese police now who are now in your country dictating you. Because that's what they do. All the police officers, they are actually trying to dictate, not protect. Dictate, not protect. It's crazy, Manze. It is crazy. But let me read part of this article again. We see what nonsense they're telling us about cholera. As I wrap it up on that one, as we go straight to what is happening in Nigeria and, of course, Burkina Faso. The initial phase of the plant is costing $37 million and will be developed through a partnership between Zambia Industrial Development Corporation and China. Listen the terms they use. Cooperation. This is no cooperation. There's no cooperation. China has completely taken over Zambia. So there's no cooperation here. They're actually making these decisions by just the signing of the president because the country is highly in debt. So because you can't even pay back your loan, this is just so messed up. This is so messed up and so sad. Africa can really do better. I want to share this video very quickly. This man was saying something very important, something you won't hear in majority of the cases. You know, let me share this video very quickly. What this guy was saying. Something you won't hear any of these leaders actually talk about, how they can't even audit and tell us where our money is going. But yet they're increasing taxes every single day. Where is Ruto? My question is, where is Ruto? You know, it's crazy. Let me share this video very quickly.
The revenue we collect is enough to run 8 African countries: Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania. You go to Congo, you go to South Sudan, you go to Somalia, and you go to Ethiopia. That's what our goddamn budget is. Just manage it, don't steal it. A few people are stealing too much. These kids out here, they know everything. They know your houses. They know where your kids go to school. They know which properties of land you have. Why must somebody have 4 million acres of land to his name? What happened to our mentality?
Yeah, because when they talk about their, it's crazy. When these people are talking about their net worth, right? Because I was listening to that debate very well in the parliament. That was, I think, last month or 2 months ago, when these officials were actually dropping their net worth and they look at the assets they own. And then you look at the level of education majority of these people have gone to. They are majority dropouts who know nothing. They've just been put on. And how they've been put on is, I'm putting you on. I understand you don't have degree. you don't have this and this. I'm putting you on. Your job is to steal. Your job is to ensure this and this does not work. Act as the good image of the people. That's what they like. Okay? You see, like the way Sakaja came in on the picture, the governor of Nairobi. Yeah, that is how they paint. I love the way they played the scheme until the maandamano. I love the way people went through the details, receipts during demonstrations. Because when Sakaja was being chosen to become a governor, most of the people, including some political officials, came and said, "This guy is a dropout. Why is he being given the governor seats? Why do we need a whole dropout to lead us?" That was not enough. He still went ahead and actually became a governor of Nairobi. So many things have not been working during even the previous governors. When Sakaja came in, he bought so many people's heart with a dimple. Oh my God. Politics is amazing if you really understand it. It's really amazing and so funny at the same time. And so fucked up too. Pardon my language. He bought love of the people with the dimple, because most of the people are, especially the Wamamwamboga, the young youths, they fell in love with this guy's speeches that was so promising. He's going to deliver. What has he done for us right now? What has Sakaja done so far? Because we're talking about the cholera rise in Zambia alone. It's not just Zambia, Kenya, Nigeria, Congo, Sudan. Is it all the African countries? Every single day, you'll hear cases of cholera outbreak. We need these funds to control cholera. Actually, during the demonstrations, Kenya received, let me remember, I don't want to give the wrong figure. How much did Kenya receive? Let me just give that. Let me get the right article, kindly. Kenya received a very big amount of billions to tackle cholera. None of these funds, no mainstream media, did we see reporting and giving us how these funds are being used, how many people have been able to be helped during, because these funds have been allocated to help the cholera patients, right? Or tackle the cholera outbreak, right? There's no auditing, no accountability of how the money has actually been used. Immediately after the 4 billion, I think it was 4 billion, immediately we saw the police officers actually becoming more brutal on the next demonstration because their salary was raised. Okay, their salary was raised, and then something else also happened. It was 2 events, I can't remember, but makara waliongezewa pesa, ndo the next hiyo demonstration sasa kulikuwa na magunshots nini, hiyo pesa ya cholera ndo iliwalipa. I don't know if we're in the same page. This shit is just so messy. Let me see. Kenya received how much? Okay, let me just ask you the same. How much did Kenya receive for cholera this year? So 6 million. That was in 2023 March. Listen, okay? And right now, I'm certain if you go on the ground, starting from Kibera, going to Dandora, and I'm not saying actually this is just found in the slums. Don't get me wrong. Cholera outbreak is actually everywhere. I'm not saying just the slums, because our water pipes where they're connected. For me, I've been having stomach issues lately. I don't know if it's because I'm drinking mixed up tap water and all that, but I've been having crazy stomach aches. Crazy. Our water pipes are not safe. Our tap waters are not safe. Where the water pipes are connected, if you look very well, it's a cartel game. So there are so many people benefiting from this distribution of water in just one county. Not like the whole country, one county. One county. If you kama ushiona hizo biashara za maji venye zinafanyangwa, kuna kwangana mwenye anachunga mwenye anachukuanga 10 bob kila siku, kuna mwenye anajua hizi pipe venye zimeconnect, kuna mwenye amefund hizo pipe venye zita, like it's a game and it's all a political scheme. But in March 2023, 31st of March, we received $6 million for cholera outbreak. During the demonstrations, again, I want to confirm, that was in September. We had demonstration in June, right? June to Demonstrations ilianza June 18th to July 18th, if I'm not wrong. It was a month period. Kindly someone help me get that correct. It was June, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, August, I see August, February. So I can't see your article, but during the demonstration, Kenya received a big, large amount of funds, claiming they're going to deal with cholera outbreak, but they never dealt with. Basically, what I'm trying to say is going to Zambia, going to the whole continent of Africa. All these leaders have been playing with us. They don't do anything, and they need to work out. We need the young people actually who can do. We don't need the Kasamuel people. Let me tell you, you guys, if any one of you is here and you're listening to Kasamuel, Sujui Kasmuel, Sujui Kasamuel, take that bullshit out. Just take that, peleka uko. You know? Who is Kasmuel, Sujui Kasamuel? That guy's been bought and is now, because he's a youth, they're using him to make us feel he's actually up for a change. What is this guy doing with the opposition leader? The role of an opposition leader in a country, I've understood so far, is actually to create distractions in the country. They are paid, very well paid. This is why you see Raila, anytime anything is not favoring him, he's going to pull it on us, make us feel like it is concerning us, especially it's going to touch on things that are concerning us, but it's not concerning us. The agenda is about him. Take you back in 2023, if you can remember the demonstrations we had, so many people died. Nobody was held accountable. Raila was the leader of that demonstration. Nobody has been funded, cared for, medically, mentally, for any torture they went through. It is crazy. So Zambia has failed as a country. I'm just so surprised. Zambia is completely gone. Kenya, if we're not careful, if we don't fight for our country, sisi ndo tutakuwa next. Okay? We are not only a jump of country, but we're gonna collapse because of us being a jump of country. If we're not careful, if we don't actually make all these leaders make a change or go, we're going on the wrong direction. That's just the fact. You walk outside there, everyone is complaining, man. Everyone is complaining. Everyone is complaining, you know? And this is what I'm telling you, I love the type of mindset right now I'm seeing Africans having, but to be specific with my country, it's a big improvement. Take us back in 2007 again. How we used to reason and how we're reasoning right now, it's different. Right now, it's less tribal talk, more unified talk, more of an understanding of, hey, we're going through the same shit together. This is not about me. This is not about you. We chose this. We all turned on the ballot paper, on the whatever, on the polls, signed, ticked our ballot papers, whoever we wanted to put in power. Those who are put, those who are not, those we picked, those who didn't. Still, there was something that was supposed to be delivered to you as a citizen. It was not supposed to favor the Kalenjins, the Kikuyu, like Gashagwa was saying. It's supposed to be equality of leadership, equality of providing, you know. But it's crazy. Shout out to Zambia, shout out to the president of Zambia, but it's completely gone. But let me finish up this video as we continue.
It is enough.
You're running to the churches talking about Jesus, lying to people, indoctrinating them more, thinking that, hey, they're going to keep on holding on to that. Youth are more awake right now. Okay? Youth are more awake. Youth understand their voice. Youth understand their position. Youth are understanding who they are, the power they have. You know? That is what is happening. Times are different. Completely different. But as we continue, next is Burkina Faso, then we're going to talk about Nigeria as we get closer to winding up. So Burkina Faso military junta has suspended the voice of America, and they're saying that it has suspended the US-funded broadcaster Voice of America for 3 months following comments regarding the ongoing military insurgency in Sahel region. The suspension announced on Monday also includes a temporary ban on local media using international news reports. Wow, I love that. I love that. I kind of love that. But okay, that's okay, Ibrahim. Okay. Wow. The suspension announced on Monday also includes a temporary ban on local media using international news reports. You're supposed to feed from me, you know, feed from the country, only release what is coming from the country, which I highly support, by the way. Because the main reason why so many African countries are failing is because the mainstream media is the one that labels us. And the rest of the world runs with the narrative. Like if today they say what they are doing right now, okay, observe with the cholera, mpox, the Marburg, that's how they are calling it, Mburg, whatever you want to call it, the monkeypox hawks right now, they're exaggerating the numbers. And I'm not telling you this, if you're here and you're scared to listen, please, this is not for you. But they're exaggerating the numbers. Understanding the COVID-19, what they did, they're exaggerating the numbers. Okay. But if you look at on the ground, we don't really have homosexuality that active. As much as it's there, it's not really that active. But they exaggerate the numbers to get your attention, to clear their agenda, which is to get you VACCINated, if you get in the dots. But I love that. They're also saying that the junta, which came to power in a coup September 2022, the second coup that year, has shown increasing intolerance towards criticisms as insecurity worsen. Insecurity worsen is not worsening. Burkina Faso has been tackling insecurity so well. So they're lying. That's one of the ways they lie. Despite initial promises to combat the insurgency, military leaders are facing mounting frustrations over their ability to protect their citizens. They're also lying because Burkina Faso has drones. Burkina Faso, as much as we can see right now, the terrorists have been also funded with the drones. Burkina Faso has been, and especially since they joined hands with Mali and Niger and became an alliance, Sahel state, they have been tackling their issues so well. This is why we see, if you observe, every weekend or every once a month, there's been bombing, killings of civilians in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, but mostly in Niger and Mali. They're using other African countries to attack these countries, like Nigeria, you know, like the Nigerians, Tinubu, to be specific, because Tinubu is the one who actually, number one, immediately these countries took power, sanctions. Why am I being sanctioned for claiming freedom? I don't need your money. I'm just claiming my freedom, whereby I'm letting go of your agency, your organizations, your fundings, everything. I'm taking control and charge of me. So why am I being sanctioned? You're mocking yourself, actually, because I'm in control. You're controlled. Like, that's the difference. So shout out to Ibrahim Traore, man. I admire this man for his boldness, his bold decision making. I love that. I admire this of him. Like, we need more of our men acting like this. We need our men strongly, our leaders strongly standing up and saying no. No. We're no longer listening to you. We're making decisions on our own. But anyway, so it is crazy. But as we speak about decision making, so that was this weekend, Felix Kedi, like I said on Monday, he was claimed to have been overshadowed. That is Macron. And I tried to read the term overshadow. And it meant looking at someone as, no, looking at yourself more important than the other person. And which, of course, Felix Tshisekedi, as the president of Congo, as much as he was kept in power, people did not choose him. He was kept in power. And being one amongst, not being among the one amongst, being the richest country, I don't know if it's globally or Africa, but being the richest country, I have the right to brag. I have the right to overshadow you. I have the right to do anything I want. That is how I understand power. Okay? I have the right to overshadow you. Because my country has all the resources that you are relying on in the world. Okay? So this week, news coming in is about Nigeria. Nigeria has made an important, amazing decision. So I don't know if it's really, I believe it's gonna come with a positive impact on the people and the country. But what I'm trying to understand is understanding our currencies, or who came up with our currencies. Until we have our currency, I still believe somehow these people are in control. Let me share this very quickly as we come closer to winding up. But before that, let me read the comments. And of course, big up to everyone live with us on TikTok. Asanteni sana for tuning in. Hope you guys are doing great. Today, I see top of the top, Asante sana for being there. Daktari, thank you so much for tuning in since the beginning. Mr. Black on Fire, big up to Edwin. I see Keith, he says that's a lie. Of course, it is a big lie. And I also see you saying they use propaganda to undermine their nation. That is true. That is what they have been doing from the beginning. Because when they actually label themselves as the Alliance Sahel state, I remember the next article that the mainstream media released was, excuse me, these people, civilians have died so much now since they took power. It's been now, things are getting out of the hand. We need the UN peacekeepers immediately to go in and take control. No, we already told you we're gonna take control. We're gonna do it. We're gonna fund we're gonna fund ourselves. And that's when Ibrahim Traore actually immediately he requested all the African youths who would love to join the military in Burkina Faso to feel free to go and join. And he made his statement very clear, and the agenda very clear. Not only did he do that, he bought over 100 tractors and for farming, created job opportunity immediately, employed 100 plus people. He also bought military trucks and so much, all from him, his government, not the IMF bank, not the World Bank, no bank. No bank. He has also taken control of his two mining regions after a conflict that has been going on for so long with two companies. They're always fighting, The funny thing, you're not only stealing, but you're also fighting. It's crazy. I also see kids says they are using Kenya to undermine Burkina Faso too. Okay. But I don't think really Kenyans, I'm not sure. I don't know which percentage of Kenyans or the percentage of Kenyans who are educated much more about what is happening in Burkina Faso, but I don't know. I don't have any much more to say on that. I also see kids says, no, they said Paul Kagame overshadowed him. Is it Paul Kagame? No, they said Felix Tshisekedi overshadowed Macron. Unless I listened to the audio wrong. But let me share this video very quickly as it gets to wind up.
Nigeria major oil producer has made a significant decision. This decision is poised to reshape the dynamics of the global oil market and has caught the attention of economists and policymakers.
Of course, it's Ruto. It's Ruto. Oh my God. If there's a president who this is the worst. Like, this is one whose agenda cannot be hidden. They're so in, oh my God. It's Ruto. It's just so Ruto. Oh my god! Like I don't even know how to describe this president. Like everyone, every youth, everybody, everyone is saying everywhere you are in the corner of politics, where you're going, if you ask anyone about Ruto, everyone is just like, this one is complicated. No president has ever been hacked, yelled at like him. No president whose agenda have been so not disclosed like Ruto. I mean, we know what they do, but it's never this open. It's never this open. And if it's open, it's in a line way. It's in a way, actually, before you connect the dots, you've read between the lines. Crazy.
Worldwide, it will start selling its crude oil in local currencies. Specifically, Nigeria will be using its own currency, the Naira, for these transactions. This is a bold move that could have profound implications for the country's economy.
Yep.
This move signals a shift away from the US dollar, which has long been the dominant currency in global oil trade. By reducing its dependence on the dollar, Nigeria is taking a step towards greater financial sovereignty. Nigeria aims to bolster its economic independence. The Central Bank of Nigeria has been instrumental in this decision, working to ensure that the transition to trading all in
The
Naira.
Central Bank of Nigeria, though, it's still this. That's what I'm talking about. You know, as much as you're talking about Nigeria benefiting the currency and all that, it's a whole lot of things you have to deal with before you take fully control. You know, I also see Kid says, yeah, because they're going for everyone now, Joby. So it's in the open. Ruto just okay, it's in the open. Okay. The Central Bank of Nigeria, the Central Bank of Kenya, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, South Africa, every African country is still controlled by the same people. So let's continue.
Is smooth and beneficial for the country's economy by using its own currency, the Naira, for all transactions. Nigeria reduces its reliance on the dollar. This could help stabilize the Naira and make the country's economy less vulnerable to fluctuations in the value of the US dollar. This move is generating considerable interest globally. Financial analysts and international news outlets are closely monitoring the situation, as it could set a precedent for other oil-producing nations. This decision has far-reaching implications. It could influence global trade policies and encourage other countries to consider similar moves. It aligns with a broader trend of de-dollarization. Many countries are exploring ways to reduce their dependence on the US dollar in international trade. Many countries are seeking alternatives to the US dollar. This trend is driven by a desire for greater economic stability and independence. Nigeria's move could inspire other nations to follow suit. Countries within the African Union and the BRICS group are particularly interested in this development. It reflects a changing global economic as more countries look for alternatives to the US dollar. The global financial landscape is likely to evolve in significant ways for Nigeria. This decision is not just about economic independence. It is also about asserting its position as a key player in the global oil market. By trading in Naira, Nigeria can strengthen its domestic economy and create more opportunities for local businesses. The Nigerian government has been proactive in implementing policies to support this transition. They are working closely with international partners to ensure that the shift to trading oil in Naira is successful. As Nigeria begins to sell its oil in Naira, it will be interesting to see how this impacts its trade relationships. Other countries may need to adjust their own policies and strategies in response to this change. Analysts are predicting that this move could.
Well, I don't know how good this is going to be for Nigeria, to be honest.
It's not their
I
move. It's phony. It's not their move. It's phony. It's not their move. Not Nigeria's move. Nigeria doesn't control anything. The Africans don't control shit in Africa, especially the resources. So this is the Rothschilds. Told you they did this. This is them moving all the money as they destroy America. That's why you got these master hurricanes going on right now. And shout out to everybody realize that they are created. They know it now. A lot of you dumb Americans are finally waking up. Like your government is never. It's not your government. Hasn't been for 100 years. So that's why you got these massive storms. And you now found out that, yes, they've been able to create storms, like I said, for 60 years now, 70 years really. They can take a hurricane, they can make it bigger, move it, or they can stop it. They can maneuver it. So the one in North Carolina was maneuvered there. Okay, so a lot of waking up going on. Your government's not controlled by you, controlled by these international forces. I'll call them globalists, like somebody else, because you can't say the names. Um, they got to destroy America, and they need to move everything to China. So this helps China. That's why Chinese are taking over Africa. And so I thought you weren't supposed to. I thought you weren't supposed to insult the Africans no more, Joe. According to Camlish, that you wasn't
No,
supposed to tell the truth.
we're not insulted. We just, giving facts and all that. We're not insulting. We're just having a debate. Don't think I used any insulting word anywhere. I don't think I don't think I did. But yes, shout out to Nigeria. That because I've just read between the lines, we have this is not a Nigerian move. You can see the international. They're saying Nigeria and the international funders are concerned if this is going to strengthen the Naira and all that, and are hoping the Naira is going to take over and all that.
It's
So,
not going. It's not going to strengthen the Naira. No, 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 no African countries
currency.
currency is going to get strengthened. First, you didn't create the nonsense. Second of all, you don't control anything. So you
Mm,
control resources and create manufacturing in your country. So you have actual uh, 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 electric grid that actually works. Your currency is always going to be garbage. Okay, so you do what so you do that. All these back and forth talks, all this Nigeria does this, Kenya does that. It's nonsensical. Until you grow up as a people, grow up and say, you know what? No matter what nobody tells us, we got to put manufacturing. We can't send our people off to Arabia and Germany to get low budget jobs. We have to now create jobs here in the country, and then we need to completely change our currency. Something we create. We need to break away from every currency Europeans created, because shillings is a British term. We got to break away from all that, Naira or whatever goopy currency you use. You're gonna have to create your own, and then you're gonna have to defend it, because what you created, like Gaddafi, people are coming to see you. Like when Gaddafi wanted to finally create his own currency, they came and saw him.
mm-hmm.
And so you're gonna have to. Well, you did. There's so many things you're gonna have to do before, because all this other stuff is just window dressing. It's nonsense. But Nigeria do this, but Kenya do that. So you control the resources under your feet. Who cares? So you control the
Yeah.
resources under your feet that are yours, like Ibram Torres did. Hey, these resources are going to be for Burkina people. We should not be poor. One of the richest countries in the world as far as resources. We're going to teach our people how to develop these resources, and now we're going to put schools to change. And then you also got to change the school system, like he's doing. So there's got to be steps. All this other stuff is window dressing. School systems have to be completely changed, top to bottom, have to be completely just torn out and rebuilt. That's what Ibram's doing. You got to be manufacturing in your country. That's what Ibram's doing.
That's true. But as we wind up today's shows, I also see top of the top says Bitcoin is the only people's money that exists that
It was
can be
close. I
sold.
thought it was. I thought it was top of the pop. But I think they checked. I would have said yeah, maybe about 5 years ago when I was dealing with it. I think the nefarious forces have taken over it, because you're right. That was a way. First they said that. First they said it was a creation of the CIA. I just couldn't prove that, because people get mad about the dollar and the Rothschilds and control. So about 5 years ago, I would agree with you, Top. But I think they have infiltrated Bitcoin like they do everything. I I would say
Mm,
some other coins are probably better besides Bitcoin. I would say like maybe um the smaller big like Monero, lithium, some other some other cryptocurrencies are not as is not as exposed. I don't think. I think that was a good idea that they took over because they're hypersensitive to know about the creation of currency and how it's kept them in power. Their money has been derived of stealing everybody's resources and labor. The people at the top have done nothing but theft and steal. So they're not going to allow you to create a new currency that they didn't control or have some kind of influence over. So I think in the beginning, crypto was good, but I think use it use it now for as much as you can before it. I do think crypto, not cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin, in the first crypto. I think it's been in, I think it's been infiltrated. But I have made money off of Bitcoin in the beginning. I will admit, I made money off of Bitcoin in the beginning. But it's got to be any coin you use, top. Make sure it's decentralized. If it has any central thing like the dollar, the shilling, and any other garbage, it goes back to the Rothschild. If you're gonna use any kind of, because that's why they're trying now make a digitized coin for the world right now. To try to get complete control again. Use any coin, top. Make sure it's decentralized. Do your homework. Do your research. If it has any kind of centralized thing to it, you drop it immediately. That means it's controlled. You get rid of it. I think Bitcoin's becoming too centralized. Any centralized currency goes back to the Rothschild. Goes back goes back to the powers that be. And I think, and remember, you've seen that the banks are now what accepting Bitcoin. The banks are controlled by the Rothschild. So that's okay, they infiltrated Bitcoin.
Yeah, but as we wind up, see you guys later on the Tubonge Show. Thank you so much to everyone who has been with us right here on the Pan African Bliss Show episode of today. 17 minutes past the top of the hour. John Mosquito, hello to you too. Hope you're doing amazing. Everyone who has been with us on the show
Make
page. But before we
make
wind
sure
up,
make
I'd
sure
love to
you
remind
make
you
sure you got the
to
jar,
download
Joby. Make sure you got the jar, Joby. You
what?
got the jar, the curse jar. You got the
Oh,
jar ready? Got the jar
it's
ready
for
for you.
you, not for me. It's for
Not for me.
not for
You didn't
me.
you didn't hear me say any
Yeah,
cuss words. You didn't hear me saying cuss words.
it's you.
I've listened to
I'm
your whole show,
I'm
Joe.
giving you till tonight. I'm
I
giving you till tonight. Uh
you
oh.
I listen to your show, Joby. You use cuss words. Joby, I know how to cut on and off my
I
cursing. And go listen to my shows on the weekends. There's never no cursing on there. I know how to restrain my curse because I never had to curse or say these words. You didn't know cursing with me at all. I've always know how to dial back my
ah,
language also. So
we won't say
we,
much. We won't say much. We won't say much. But anyway, family, before we
we got
wind up again, I'd like to remind you to kindly check out our Black Hot Fire Network sports store. Ensure you check out these amazing, amazing sports and nutritions. We have vitamins and mineral proteins and blends, beauty supplements, food and beverages,
you,
natural
you
extracts,
think so,
and
George?
all.
You think so, George? You think
Deep.
you think you think all the currencies are run by the elite?
I'm I'm gonna remove you on my show. I'm gonna remove you on my show. I'm gonna remove you on my show, kid. I'm not doing advertisement. Then you're cutting me off. We're not gonna
Go
work
ahead.
like that.
Good. I was trying to answer George's question. Calm down, Joey. I was trying to answer his question. That's what we do. I know you. I see you doing advertising. We're trying to answer his question. But go ahead. You're advertising first. Let me answer his question. Go ahead, and I'll answer his question.
Yeah. So family and tree, check out our sports and nutritions. We have vitamins. We have amazing, amazing things over there. We have vitamin D3, which is at an affordable price, $19. Green superfood, $35. Complete multivitamin, $32. Energy strips, $28. And of course, more featured under there, so you can check what would you love to order. John Mosquito, I'm still waiting for your order. We are still waiting. Under the beauty supplements, again, for your side chick, for your mom, for your sister, for your lover, however you want to call them. Ensure you surprise them, especially today. It's on a Wednesday. It's Ladies' Day. Alpha Energy can do us something good. We have it at $40. That is very affordable. Brain and Focus formula ensure she's reasoning well. $39. Consecutive support, $29, and also colon gentle cleanse. Don't let her actually be having a messed up stomach around you. And also we have mushrooms, coffee, fusion,
Joey.
beverages.
Mostly, let me say something. Mostly colon cleanse. Well, it's rare. Mostly men have colon problems, not women, but it can happen. It's rare, but it but it does happen. It's usually men that have bad colons. So, but go ahead.
Yeah. So ensure your man also is not messed up. Get him a colon cleanse, period. And we also have the beverages, amazing coffee products that you can also try. Personally, I love saying I want to try the Manuka coffee, which is $59. We have the mushroom coffee fusion coming from the Lion Mains and Chaga, $36. We also have the hemp coffee blend, medium
Remember,
roast, $32. The
when you
Brazilian
think
blend,
chaga tea or chaga coffee, understand, guys, that raises your immune system. Then you won't get these monkey pox. Told you. Joby got that right. It is the fear. You're not you don't be afraid of any monkeypox, guys. I'm telling it's the psyop that kills you. When you take what she said is true, she learned it now. BACCINE. That's what does you in. Not the as long as you don't go for their psyop, their fear campaign of the monkey, the Marburg. You know, you should know you're educated enough now to know I said that it's your immune system. If you have a compromised immune system from eating bad food, not taking care of yourself, then there's a problem. But any of that, you would not be affected. So any of
yeah,
that, yeah.
just
Hey, but let me read.
Sister Michelle,
Let
you
me
can try the different coffees. If you want to try the coffees, we have uh, them at very affordable prices. The mushroom coffee is $36. The manuka is 59. The hemp coffee blend, which is medium roasted, it's $32, and then Brazilian blend, it's
yeah, very
$31.
yeah. They're
Then
very affordable, Joby. Thanks.
yeah, and also we have the natural nutritions that you can actually benefit from. We also have the lion mains mushroom, $33. The honey goat weed, this is for your man. Please get him some. Let him fail you. You know, you can't
So
allow failure.
Joby's doing this well, guys. She's got to teach everybody else to do it as well as she's doing it. I will agree she's doing it well. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why she is. Why they call that horny goat weed? Go ahead. I love.
We also have the turmeric gummies. Personally, I love some turmeric in every of my stews. I love turmeric personally on beans, on
It's good for you.
meats, on I won't try it on fish, but I'd love to try the turmeric gummies. They look really, really dope. And also the sea family, which is $25. So kindly ensure you check the Black Hot Fire Network sports store. And in case you do not have the app, you're here for the first time. Number one, follow us wherever you're listening to us from. If you are on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok. For everyone who has followed us by the way today, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys on TikTok. To all
Uh,
everyone who has been listening,
well, let me ask
thank
this question real quick, Joby. Hold on. Let me ask you George's question real quick. Just you said the rich already have control of all crypto. I think they've all. I mean, the elite. I think they've already. I can't say all, but Bitcoin for sure. Bitcoin is now being introduced in their banks, their banking system, as far as J.P. Morgan, all the Rothschild banks. So, or every currency's the whole thing is to make sure that you're always the world is always kept as a slave. And buy some coffee, Michelle. It, gold is not potable. Um, we can't carry around gold; it's too heavy. We can't, even though gold is the main currency of the world. It's not. How do you make transactions online with gold? You can't. So
you.
it's not portable. Nobody can carry a big ass. Joby can't carry a big ass block of gold. This is a big ass block. How you carry a big ass block of gold in a purse? It's not portable. That's the problem. Gold is the standard of wealth, but you can't. That's the reason why they made paper money, because it wasn't portable. The fact that the Rothschilds understood that and took control of that's evil, but it's not portable. I can't send gold through the damn ether. to pay everybody at Black Eyed Fire. I can't transport the gold. So that's a problem. So we gotta have to come some. I'm hoping somebody in Africa creates a new crypto. Hope one of these young minds. That's why you gotta. That's probably gonna come from Bikini Faso. You gotta have one of these young minds create crypto that's African controlled. That if they do hack, it doesn't matter because the base of it is in Africa. So it wouldn't matter if they hack it or not because still control of it is in Africa. So but
Yeah,
keep it percentage of it. Yeah, keep it in your portfolio. I agree with that. I've got gold and silver in my portfolio. I'm gonna need it because I know my house I own down in Tampa is about to be messed up. See, didn't say effed up. My house in Tampa is about to. I'm gonna lose it. It's gonna cost me thousands of dollars. I'm about to be messed up. I know the insurance company's not gonna cover. That house is worth today almost $500,000. Because all the damn prices went up crazy. I bought that house for only like $200,000. It's worth $500,000 now because of what? Because of them destroying our economy because of inflation. Is it really worth that? No, but that's what they say it's worth now because of inflation. But it's gonna get wiped out, and I'm scared about a sunk one. I think he got out too late. It's a five, guys. It's 175-mile-hour. You're talking about complete devastation because there's no such thing as a six. It's higher than a five. You're talking about catastrophic. People will die. The blacks that can't get out, they will die. It's going to be
but yeah,
catastrophic.
yeah, kindly allow us to continue with the rest of the debate. Kindly, family, join us, of course, tonight on the Africa Today show. We'll be expounding much more on that as we get to see what is happening in those areas of Florida, because, of course, it's expected to be hitting today, right? So we'll be keeping you guys updated on what is
I'm not
happening.
sure. I'm not sure. They've been slowing it down, speeding it up, slowing it down. Shout out to everybody knows that you got weather weapons. This is real. See, you have the technology that you get is always old. They've had these cell phones we had since the 60s. They've had computers since the 60s. They've had all this technology that they have not shared with the regular people. Imagine even Africa that's way behind, but just us in America have not shared it. This technology, like I told you, they've been had 0 point energy. It's coming. They won't be able to stop it now. Tesla created 0 point energy, free energy over 100 years ago. But everybody who would reinvent his technology, they would end up dead. Oh, he had a heart attack. Oh, this guy got shot. Oh, this person got ran over by a car. It's been at least 8 or 9 people that have rediscovered this technology in the last 100 years. They've all died mysteriously because we're in a system of wicked control. So there's what I'm telling you about windmills and solar panels when they already have 0 point energy, guys. 0 point energy existed already, but
Yeah,
that means they will lose the control of the planet.
Keith, kindly allow me to wrap it up. We'll discuss
So,
much more on that tonight, kindly, on the Africa Today show, as we talk about the illegal immigrants also admitting being housed as all this happens, being given hotels with 3 meals a day, and healthcare insurance, debit cards, and all that. So we'll discuss much more
yeah,
on
we're gonna
that.
talk about that today because you
Yeah.
see, your country is not yours. That's why they have illegal aliens. Your money goes to Israel and Ukraine, but never to the American people. You don't get. You're starting to wake up. You ain't controlled the country since 1913 when the Rothschilds took over.
Yeah, so much love, family. Peace. See you guys later on the Africa Today show. Not only to Bonge show, but for those who shall be catching, of course, the Africa Today show. See you guys there. Thank you so much, top of the top. Thank you, Daktari, Mzales. Everyone who has been there, those who have followed us, Nikki, those who made comments earlier, Nashukuru
Exactly
sana.
right, but yeah, but
Thank you.
they're far more advanced than we know it. They're far more
Yeah, so
advanced.
much love.
So please follow me, can't turn to nobody when me get on me. The blessings alone me.
Big up, youth man.
That's why me pray every time I feel can't do nothing. They have to win. That's why I try again.